definitely bringing one back to y'all live again to bring y'all the up and exclusives about the NFL playoffs and the way I see it in my point of views and everything like that. I'm here to talk about the Chiefs, the Philadelphia, Washington Commanders, and the Buffalo Bills. And I keep getting a lot of people about the Chiefs and how they getting, you know, these calls and stuff like that, and how they're getting the long end of the stick and not the short end due to the refs and due to everybody like that. Like they said, we thought about that about Brady. We thought about that about Michael Jordan. We thought about that with a lot of players that came along in this league that was great. You couldn't touch Tom Brady. You couldn't touch Peyton Manning. There's a lot of people you couldn't, touch. And I believe that did a lot of disservice to some of the greats that was out there that didn't get the calls. I believe it that if this existed, these rules existed today, and you had to give Joe Montana the pleasure of getting calls like this, Dan Marino, he probably would have a ring right now if you had the pleasure of getting calls. Lawrence Taylor was popping people. So imagine how many calls Lawrence Taylor would have been called for roughing the passer. How many of these calls that would have benefited some of these old quarterbacks and had them do greater things than what Brady did? So at the end of the day, we talk about the tough rule all day. We talk about a lot of things that rules was created, for Brady to be able to be as great as he was. So we got to stop this. The Chiefs is getting the benefit of these calls when, at the end of the day, people just see greatness. And one thing about greatness, people should want a lot of that, but they got this too good to be true era. Nobody could do anything for a long extent of time. It's always what is they doing that somebody else is doing, and it's something that nobody else is doing has to be, an indictment against them that they're doing something wrong because the Chiefs are about on the verge of doing something that nobody has ever did. Three-peat. And Pat Riley is going to eat off a lot off that because what everybody know what he did. He traded marketed three-peat. He thought the Lakers was going three-peat. They didn't. He trademarked it. Then what happened was Jordan and them came around in three-peat. So every time somebody put that three-peat, Pat Riley eats off the word three-peat. So at the end of the day, Pat Riley plans to benefit substantial amount of the Chiefs three-peat as well. So he's rooting for the Chiefs as well. I see you, Pat Riley. But everybody with this notion that they're getting the benefit of these calls. And you look at some of the calls at the end of the day, like Shannon Sharp said, they got word not to touch no quarterback. When in doubt, throw the flag. You don't like it. Too bad. At the end of the day, there's what you call great, and you got people that's outside of that usurps greatness. And not to take nothing off to some of these quarterbacks in this league, but they not Patrick Mahomes. They didn't do what Patrick Mahomes did. He is about to do something that no one's ever done. And that's three-peat. And that's a threat in everybody's GOAT, Tom Brady. I don't know. That's a high debatable question to be able to look at Tom for what I watched Tom do. The drives I watched this man go through, the things that I watched him do. I mean, I just said at the end of the day, Brady's going to win this, and I stopped betting against him. And that's where the Chiefs is headed, where you're never going to bet against them. But this year, don't get me wrong, he's facing a great Josh Allen that's very poised, that understands the magnitude of this game and understand he have to go out there and show his ass at the end of the day. If he loses this game, I don't care what he do in his career, you couldn't beat Mahomes. I don't care if he go out there and win a Super Bowl and he beat Burrows up. You know what they're going to say? It wasn't Mahomes. So at this tail, and if he don't win, he's going to need a lot of help from the NFL. Because he's going to need the NFL to beat up Patrick Mahomes to be able to get him past him. But we shall see. I think that that boy is gonna come out swinging. But one thing about Patrick Mahomes, he's been there. He poised to do it again. He know what it takes. And last time they played, they didn't have some of their players that they was playing with. I don't think they had Pacheco in that game. I don't think they had Hollywood Brown in that game. They didn't have this Travis Kelce in that game. Playoff Travis, they didn't have him in that game. Patrick Mahomes threw 2 picks that game. I remember that very well. They let Josh Allen convert that big third down and run straight in the end zone that made it a 2-score game. And then Patrick Mahomes was just, trying to be Patrick Mahomes. But this Kelce, that Kelce, that playoff Kelce, he's going to show up. So we're going to see what difference Patrick do. Andy going to be Andy. Spags going to be Spags. He's going to blitz them. Yeah, blitz them. But you got to be careful because Josh Allen can run with that ball. So I believe I got the Chiefs because I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I'm a little weary, but I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I can't do it. And let's take it to the Commanders. Jalen Daniels got a chance to do something special. He has a chance to be more special. I think what Jalen Daniels have a chance to do and what Patrick Mahomes has a chance to do, I think it could set a precedent. This is both setting something. Both of these players, 2 players in the NFL, has a chance to do something that's never been done before. What Jalen is doing never been done, and what Patrick is doing has never been done. So now I would say if this holds and Jalen Daniel is able to make it to the Super Bowl, I would crown him the best quarterback in the NFC. I will crown him the best quarterback. Not in the league, but I will put him at my top 5 because I got Lamar, I got Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrows, Josh Allen, Jalen Daniels in there. And I had Stafford at my top 5, but I have to throw Jalen Daniels in my top 5 for now. But because Stafford got a Super Bowl and he's a gunslinger, so I always had him in my top 5. But Jalen Hurts got his work cut out for him. I hope his knee gets some rehab. They said he didn't practice this week, but some quarterbacks just do what they do. You got that running back Saquon Barkley back there. You got Devontae Adams. You got A.J. Brown. You got Dallas Goedert, So I believe that they got a high-power offense, but they're not throwing that ball. I think they're going to have to get these receivers more involved because last time it was a shootout. And this time I'm expecting a shootout. They do not want to blitz Jalen Daniels. I think they blitzed him last time about 13 times before. And then before, I don't think they're going to blitz him probably more than 3 times. I don't expect Philly to get away from the run. That's what they got them there this far, and I believe that Washington may pull this off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going with Washington. I know I love me some Saquon Barkley, man, because, he's a real deal, but I think that Washington is set to make history. Y'all stay tuned. If you're going to put your money on somebody, bet Washington with the points. With the points, though. Take Washington with a little security break and take the points. Because that McLaurin is not the sneeze. That boy can fly. Brown can fly. Jalen Daniels, you better not blitz him because you know what's going to happen if you blitz him. So at the end of the day, you better be careful. You better pick your poisons. I hope it don't be a much of a shootout where they have to abandon the run with Saquon Barkley, but I doubt they'll abandon run. So I believe that you're going to have Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley and Jalen Daniels doing the most of the run in the whole game. I think if you had to bet a combination of rushes, I think you go with Jalen Daniels and Saquon Barkley plus 200. If you had to combo those two people for some rushing yards, because it's going to be a lot of running lanes with them. It's going to be packed house out in Philly. Shout outs to all coaches out there. Dan Campbell doing a wonderful job in his first year of head coaching. He got a chance to do something again, to get back there, do something that he messed up in Atlanta. He got a chance to redeem himself from Atlanta. It showed him that he can get back there and win the big game again. This will do wonders for his coaching career. It is to put him up there with the up echelons of the greatest coaches, with the Tomlins, the Jim Fossils, and the people that got the rings and finally did it. And I take my hats off to what he can do. And I just want to discuss something about Jerry Jones. A lot of people out there talking about Jerry Jones and how he gets in his own way and how he do business and how he do this and how he do that. But at the end of the day, Jerry is running his business the way his shareholders love him to run it. They win the Super Bowl, they win the Super Bowl. Let's say Jerry is not trying. Let's go ahead and think about the people that Jerry picked in his tenure. He picked Troy Aikman. He picked Dez Bryant. He picked Ezekiel Elliott. He picked Dak Prescott. He picked Lawrence. He picked Michael Parsons. He picked Witten. He picked Lamb. He picked a lot of people. He picked Pro Bowlers, people that he had to pay. And people worried about why he couldn't build his team through the offseason. Because Jerry always is picking Pro Bowlers to people where he have to pay, where he can't afford to go out there and spend money like some of these other people that misses in the draft. How many who Michael Parsons? Who picked the Michael Parsons? Who picked the Ezekiel Elliott at the time? Who picked the Dak Prescott? Who picked the CeeDee Lamb? Who picked it? Who picked the Tony Romo? These are people Jerry has to pay. These is people that he got to eat up his salary cap. It ain't like, okay, I could draft this guy. He ain't doing good to where now my draft is not working where I could trade them away. His draft picks is working. So why would he trade his draft picks away to somebody for another player when he's picking Pro Bowlers? It's like the groceries that he's buying. He's buying one great groceries. He's going to the fresh farm food store. He's going to the nice markets. He's going to the nice D'Agostino's. He's going to the nice Wegmans. He's going to the most expensive stores to get these groceries. He's buying the groceries, and then he's handing it over. Now, I don't want to hear, Jerry Jones is getting in the way, and, he do press conferences after every game. What that got to do with him picking 9 Pro Bowlers? What he got to do? He's not playing the game. He went 12-5 for the last 3 seasons. Now, any other coach would be happy with 12-5. It's not the players, it's the coaching. I don't care even if he speaks. If he had Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, or one of those guys, they wouldn't care what he said. Do you think, I ask you this question, if Andy Reid was over here, we don't have to worry about Jerry's talking because Andy Reid is going to do what he do. Imagine Kansas City had a talker after every game. That would not change what Patrick Mahomes and them boys are doing on the field. Beach bought all the groceries for Kansas City. He did everything. Let's just say he wanted to get on the podcasts every day and discuss things. What that got to do with Andy doing what he do? So we get being a little bit too harsh on Jerry, talking about Jerry is in his own way. He picked Pro Bowlers. He's always picking somebody that has to take up his salary cap. Everybody else has to trade for a salary cap person. Come on now. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Look what Chicago did for Caleb Williams, going out there to get Keenan Allen, going out there to get Swift, because they can't draft. They can't draft. You know, not everybody could draft. The Chiefs can draft. They draft Pro Bowlers. So the Chiefs are like, basically, when it comes to drafting, they like the Dallas Cowboys because they draft Pro Bowl players. Snead, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Tyreek Hill, Rashid Rice, Isaiah Worthy, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. The list goes on and on and on. So now they can afford to go out there and buy these big people because they got to pay their own. The Chiefs can't afford to go out there. They got to wait till somebody wants to come there because they can't afford the big splash players because they got to play their own. They had to pay Chris Jones. They got to pay Patrick Mahomes. They got to pay that left tackle. They got to pay a number one wide receiver. But if they not drafting one, they got to go out there and buy one. But Jerry Jones is drafting quality players. Now, you can get Ben Johnson in there. Yes, Jerry Jones got Jimmy Johnson in there. Yes, because we say, oh, yeah, he got Jimmy Johnson, got out of Jimmy Johnson's way. Clearly, he didn't because he fired him the next year. So it clearly shows that Jerry was doing that behind the scenes, but he actually hired a great coach in Jimmy that regardless of what Jerry Jones is saying, I believe Jimmy locked him up. I believe it's a coach to lock all of that out and get the job done on the court. He had 3 12-5 seasons. He had to go. He had to go. But people want to put a lot of blame on Jerry, but I understand because it all starts with him. He built a great franchise, the number one sports franchise in all America in all sports. So I give them that. He built a great brand, great culture, a great system for him and his shareholders, his investors. He did great for himself with the oil and everything like that. How much he paid for the Cowboys, all the credit he exhumed to be able to purchase the Cowboys. That's another story for another day. But I think Jerry is getting it too hard. I think we should give Jerry a chance. I really do. I really believe that we should give Jerry a chance because if Jerry a chance, y'all, we have to be able to make sure we on the task at hand to be able to make sure Jerry do a great job. Let's not do that to Jerry. Give him a chance, but I understand he has a whole track record, y'all, of not being able to get into the big dance since over 30 years, but that's not Jerry. Jerry drafted pro bowlers. Mike McCarthy, he had Tony Romo over there. He was throwing lights out. He had Tony throwing to Dez Bryant. He had DeMarco Murray, number one rusher. He had it all. They had it. Number one rusher in DeMarco Murray. Dez Bryant, Tony Romo, Jason Witten. You telling me Jerry got in the way of that? I don't care who my boss is. He could talk whatever he wants. I'm going to still be me. I'm going to still be great. I know how to tune him out. So let's not go ahead and give Jerry a hard time, y'all. You know, let's not do that and make sure that we do the right thing. And, you know, to my next video, y'all enjoy yourself. And you know my slogan is Mr. 44.